Welcome to Benidorm at night. Welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, and today's episode is very special, very important. It's a warning of a kind for all those tourists who are arriving to our region. And while you enjoy the views of the loveliest Levante beach at night and the Mediterranean Avenue, we will let you know something that we really wanted to for quite a while now. Spain is having quite some issues with illegal immigration at these very moments. This is something that has started as usual, typically happening in Canarian Islands or here on the Mediterranean side, when immigrants from Africa come here with boats, by boat, with any kind of documentation, with children, of people of all ages, and they ask for the shelter. Nothing unusual, isn't it? However, for the last 2 to 3 weeks, there's been something different going on. Officially, in our airport of Madrid, Barajas, everything is overcrowded. Apart from people who are coming from different countries of the world that due to political, religious, and other different types of cases, ask for help and shelter inside of the airport at the immigration services. These people usually are left in specific rooms where they need to wait for the verdict, for their paperwork to move forward, to be able to abandon the airport premises. However, lately there's been arriving a lot of people from Africa that use Spanish laws against it. And since they don't need a visa to travel to the countries they purchase tickets, passing through Spain, they decide to stay here. As you all know, I am an immigrant myself. I am not Spanish. I was born and raised in Lithuania. However, people who are coming to our country right now, to Spain, to Benidorm, Valencia, Alicante, Madrid, Barcelona, everywhere in the country, these are people, sadly, who are not keen on learning the language, people who do not give anything to this community, the vast majority of them. And why we're doing today's video, to alert you that not only they're not giving anything, but some of these people, not all of them, but some of these people are coming here to steal, to rob people, to take their belongings, and this is something we've been seeing lately quite a lot. There's been a big significant increase in robberies, in thefts, everywhere around specific areas like Madrid, Barcelona, especially Valencia. We've been 2 days ago when we filmed the video about Valencia Beach here on the channel. This is a typical video because we don't usually film so far away from Benidorm, but we did it. And after we filmed this video, we've rechecked the footage of our vlog, our family vlogs channel, and we've seen, and my husband told us, that there was a man watching after myself and my bag, and he was trying to steal my bag. But luckily my husband was there, so nothing bad happened. Why we're telling this? Because you need to be extremely cautious with what you're seeing. We've noticed slightly more people here in Alicante, Valencia. Slowly and surely it's getting to our region too. So probably this summer, unless something happens drastically, this summer probably you will need to get a double attention to your belongings. Usually winters are quite safe, and this video is not being done to scare you. This video is not being done to tell you not to come to Benidorm. No, it's not the case. But we feel that people deserve to know, not only tourists, but locals who live here, or those who have their properties here, those who have maybe their relatives, family members that live here in the area or in Spain in general. People deserve to know what is going on. And this is something that we've been seeing personally happening. So everyone have a right to know what's going on. The good news is that Spanish government is studying the case and they know already what's going on. They know people use the legal conditions to enter Spain. They know the airport is collapsed. They know people are entering, and they know there is a increase of thefts and robberies. So they're trying their best to eliminate this way of illegal immigration. And things should get better really, really soon. But so far, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that it's completely unsafe on the streets. As you can see, we're walking down the city center. It's nighttime. And this is what it looks like. People just are minding their own business. People are walking calmly, quietly. They have their backpacks, they have their things. No one is stealing anything. There's no police cars like passing by full speed. No. However, you deserve to know that, for example, if you're walking by the Levante beach, someone did leave us a comment here in one of the previous videos that in Rincon de Loix, the beginning of the Levante beach, people are getting robbed. Usually, things like these happen when you are walking on your own, which is why we always say, if you are a solo traveler in Benidorm, please don't walk by yourself. And if you are, don't go to dark places where there's literally no one around you. Use a taxi. Somehow avoid dark spots, dark places where there's literally no one around you. If you've had especially quite more drinks than you should have, bear that in mind. These type of tourists who had quite a lot to drink, who don't really orient themselves so well, that go into dark places like dark streets or lonely streets where there's literally no one around you and it's very easy to escape afterwards. This is the main target for the thieves and robbers in the area. So far, it's not as aggressive, it's not as bad as it is in Barcelona. It cannot even be comparable to what's happening out there. But we've seen it happen in Valencia too. We've seen people walking in Alicante. Usually, these are people who are wearing like normal, usual clothes. Something that don't really draw your attention unless you know what's going on. Look at this. While we're walking, it's been 7.5 minutes, and the only place we've seen open is Tony Roma's. Lovely restaurant, by the way. We absolutely enjoyed it. It's situated here on the Mediterranean Avenue. You can pause the prices if you want, just to check it out. But these are quite nice prices for the portions that they actually are selling, which is really, really good amount of food for the price and quality that they have. People know it, people love it, which is why it's almost always quite busy. Let's continue with our walk. Streets to avoid, for example, something like this if you're going on at night, if there's no one around you. Usually these type of people tends to have no purses, no bags on them, something to be comfortable to run away afterwards. They tend to have a mobile phone and look like they're speaking on the phone while they're walking quietly right beside you. Usually it's around 3-5 meters back, and if you shift to another side, they shift to another side. If you go slightly slower, they slow down. If you go slightly quicker, they are going quicker. See, there's a police car right there in front. This is why also Benidorm is doubling. There's police. There's way more cars in the crowded spaces. There's way more cars going around the city more periodically. Let's say like this. They're visiting different streets. The patrol. Why? Because they want to make sure that people know there is a police presence in the city so that there wouldn't be any kind of bad, unpleasant cases. So things to avoid: dark spots, dark streets, lonely streets where there is no one around you, really, really late night hours, like from 10, 11 up until like maybe 6 in the morning. That's the time to avoid if you go by your own, on your own. If you are with a group of friends, that's fine. But if you're walking on your own, be very, very careful. By summertime, obviously, I'm quite sure, more than sure, that a lot of people of these illegal immigrants will reach the coastal areas. They might start selling some things. Not all immigrants are bad. There are people who just try their best to survive. They bring some goodies, they sell it at the beach, and they try to live a normal life without attacking anyone. Mostly this is happening in touristic areas where they know that foreigners will be where locals usually don't go as much. Locals are prepared. Locals do know what might be happening. We don't bring a lot of money on us. We don't wear expensive jewelry unless it's some special occasion. So they know already about it. The main target point are international tourists, or in general tourists who don't know the area really well and don't know where to go in case something actually happens. So be really, really careful when you come here, especially not only now, but especially in summertime. Because when your holidays start, the working hours of these individuals start as well. As you can see, second car already. That's what we've told you. There's been quite a lot of cars going around different streets non-stop, checking it out, simply for people to see the lights of the police car. A lot of the times this helps for robbers to stay where they are and not do anything because they're afraid that the police car is nearby. And if someone starts screaming or alerting someone, beeping the car, I don't know, maybe they will get caught really, really easily. Usually people who are being robbed are either solo travelers, those who had quite a lot of drinks and are barely walking on their own. Then there's people who might have children or some disability, maybe mobility scooter, or not moving too much, maybe even pregnant women, which you have to be a really bad person to do things like these, but things happen in the world. So pregnant women, those that they know cannot run fast, okay? Or people with smaller children, what are you gonna do? Just leave your child on your own and go for a purse? Don't think so. Anyway, this is what's actually going on in a lot of parts in Spain right now, so be really careful. Ooh, the light just turned on. Oh, that's nice. Let me show you real quick how much the apartments cost here in the area. First line of the Levante beach, 500,000. Rincon de Loich, 120, 160,000. Levante beach, Gemelos, 26. Look at that. The touristic part of it, 279,000. Refurbished apartment, 190. First line of the beach, well, it's not technically first line, it's like a corner, 420,000. 4 bedrooms house, Ibiza residence, it's in Albir, already more than 500,000. 1,700,000. That's absolutely insane. These are the prices right now in Benidorm. While we're having a lovely walk, well, let me show you what the properties actually cost right now in Benidorm town. It's still nice out here. It's still clean. It's still tidy. There is still a lot of tourism. There's still a lot of places to see. It's gorgeous, lovely town. Benidorm is quite safe still comparing with a lot of other areas. So don't be afraid. Just having a few precautions every now and then, you will be able to enjoy your holidays fully. And remember the tips that we gave you in today's video, because that will make your holidays so much easier. Trust us. Even so, if something like this does happen to you, if someone steals your belongings, immediately go to the police, alert them, grab someone who speaks Spanish or who is from here to help you out, translate, or to help you out to actually make them help you. Look around the surrounding bins, because a lot of the times they just want money and valuable stuff, and the rest of it they'll just throw in a bin nearby. So if you see where they went, check out the bins, because it's quite probable you will find a passport or your documents or whatever they've left behind somewhere around it. This is what Benidorm is looking like right now. Streets are extremely quiet in the middle of Mediterranean Avenue. The whole British Strip is really, really quiet too. Be careful when you come on holidays. With just a couple of tips, I'm quite sure you'll be having an amazing and incredible stay because Benidorm still has a lot to offer.